All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Inner Circle Live pre-New York session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Hope everybody's doing well today on this beautiful Tuesday. We got a lot to do. A lot happening this week. So we'll dive into the fundamentals, and then we'll get caught up on the charts and the moves from Sunday to Monday and see what is out there for us. So before I dive over to the other charts, drop me one in the chat if you can hear me okay. All right, perfect. So let's get to it. Switcheroo. My bad. That's not what I want. Hold on one second. There we go. Let's try this again. All right. Cool. So, first up, UK wage growth low forecast. Right? News out this morning. Regular pay, which excludes bonus payments in the UK, went up to 7.3% year on year. In the 3 months of October, the least in 6 months compared to 7.8% in the previous period and forecast of 7.4%. Meanwhile, jobless rate remained steady at 4.2%, and vacancies declined by 45,000 to 949,000, 17th consecutive fall in a row. All right. Then we have during the investment round, top expectation. United States data coming out today. Annual inflation rate in the U.S. likely slowed to 3.1% in November, which would be the lowest reading in 5 months from 3.2 in October compared to October. Consumer prices were likely unchanged once again, led by falling energy costs, namely gasoline and used car prices. On the other hand, core inflation is expected to show some stickiness, with the annual core rate seen steady at 4%. And the monthly rate seen rising by 0.3% from 0.2% inflation from 0.2. Inflation has been falling this year after peaking at 9.1 in June, at the highest level since early 1980s. All right, so that's going to be an interesting conversation with that inflation rate. What happens to that core rate? Then we have Japan. Japan's 10-year government bond yield eased below 0.75%, retreating from recent highs as the Bank of Japan pushed back against bets on an earlier end to its negative interest rate policy ahead of its meeting next week. Bloomberg reported that BOJ officials don't feel compelled to swiftly implement policy tightening unless there's substantial evidence of wage growth capable of backing sustainable inflation. Last week, Japan yields surged after BOJ Governor Ueda discussed various options and scenarios should the central bank decide to start raising interest rates. Those remarks came as Japan inflation has exceeded the BOJ's 2% target for more than a year, prompting speculation that the central bank could phase out massive stimulus next year. So we've been talking about this, and we've been talking about the potential changes, but we also have been talking about the desire for the wage growth conversation, right? And what happens with the larger corporations in their wage negotiations, and how that will impact this decision. So we are in agreement that they may not change in December. However, this does point to that first quarter-ish potential change that we've been looking for the past few months. So that's the Bank of Japan. That's where it stands, and we've seen those reactions in the market. Dollar edge is lower. The DXY fell below 104 on Tuesday as traders brace for key inflation data. That could influence the trajectory of interest rates ahead of the Federal Reserve's final policy decision this year. U.S. consumer inflation data will be released later today, while producer price inflation data and Fed policy announcement follow tomorrow, Wednesday. The Fed is likely to challenge rate cut expectations as the labor market is demonstrating more resilience to high interest rates. Even as inflationary pressures continue to ease. New York Fed survey showed the U.S. consumers expect inflation to soften over 12 months, amid retreating projections of higher gasoline and rental costs. Markets also look ahead to policy decisions from other central banks this week, including ECB and BOE. So we got a lot happening. Right. So that's it from that perspective. Over to the calendar, and here we are. So we have these are the numbers that came out earlier today out of Great Britain. Later on today, 8:30, we got core CPI data. Right, that's going to be the first of many reports this week. Then tomorrow morning we got GDP for the pound. Then tomorrow afternoon is where things really start to move. We got core PPI for the dollar. Then we have FOMC meeting at 2:00. We got GDP for the New Zealand dollar at 4.45. And then tomorrow night at 7:30 we got employment change in unemployment for the Aussie. Then on Thursday we got Swiss franc policy statement at 3:30 in the morning. BOE policy statement, Bank of England at 7:00 in the morning. Then at 8:15 we have ECB policy statement, followed by core retail sales, unemployment claims for the dollar. Then you have your press conference at 9:00 for the ECB. Then we have a slew of PPI data that comes out for the euro and for the pound. Wrapping things up with the PPI data for the dollar. So second half of the week is a very busy one. All right. So we'll definitely want to be prepared for all of that. And then next week to wrap up the interest rate conversations, right? Next week on Monday, Bank of Japan has their interest rate decision, and that wraps up the rate decisions for the year, if I'm not mistaken. So that's it from a calendar perspective. That's it from a fundamental perspective. Any questions, or have you guys seen anything that caught your eye? Nope. All right. We'll deal. Let's get to it. Let's take a look at the dollar. Let's see. Joy posted charts for us. We'll take a look at those too. All right. So over to the charts. DXY. We're coming down. Right. It's on a 1 hour time frame. Right. Deep 618 push there, and we're starting to make our way back down. As we back out to the daily, right, we see where we sit. This is our capital fib to the upside. We're just here in this range, right? Trying to see what is going to happen, what is happening, what might happen with this dollar, right? As we come to the 4. Boom. There we go. Right. There was an 80-20 that played out. Just shy of that 50% level. And now we're looking to see what happens next. All right. So we'll start to get that data today and start to get some insight on where we could go. Okay. So that is the DXY. Benny, good morning, bro.
Good morning, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Oh, man, doing pretty good.
Awesome. Anything fundamentally catch your eye, bro?
Nah, nothing that you didn't already cover. You know, everybody's waiting on the Fed decisions and all that other good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool
so
deal.
that's just about it. Just waiting around on those things to occur.
All right. Appreciate you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that is the DXY. What I want to do is I wanted to get through as many as we can. I want to look at dollar pairs, euro pairs, pound pairs, and Swissy pairs. As many as we can get through. Ones that we had on the list over the weekend, just to see where things are as that, so it can be prepared for that data as it starts to roll. So we'll start with this dollar yen. Back to the daily time frame. We know last week, right? We got this major move to the downside, right? We took out that support level, and we took out this support level. Okay. Made a move to the downside, and now we're pulling back. This is a fib running off a high, right? We came back just shy of a 618 retracement level. We took back the majority of that major bearish move here, right? And now you see prices starting to turn over today and push back down to the downside. So as we come here, we see this on the 4, right? So it's running off the high again, just shy of that 618 retracement. We're pushing down. Now, depending on how that data comes out, we could potentially see another push to the upside, right? Before we finish to the downside, right? So depending on what that CPI data looks like, right? So we'll watch this move here and see if we get another push to the upside. Okay, putting us into that range. Coming back to that 1 hour. That's that 1 hour fib there. We got the 618 retracement. What I'm actually looking for is something like this here. Right. So I'll pull this fib out for a second. We're pushing down to this 382 level right now. What I'd love to see is price turn over and push higher. Now I may not get that, right? We might get price to go ahead and fall down into a 618 range before we get this push to the upside, right? So we'll watch that to see how things transpire throughout the day. But I would have loved to see price push into the 118, 127 zone before collapsing. So we'll watch and see how this plays out, right? We could, like I said, get a deep retracement here, push into the zone, maybe come down to a 786 level, which would then put us right back in that range. So we'll watch and see how things move ahead of that CPI data and then ahead of the Fed decision tomorrow. All right, so that's the dollar yen. And that's I think we could get one more push to the upside, understanding what the Bank of Japan has stated, and working on kind of tempering the excitement a little bit. So with that and data, if it comes out in favor of the dollar, meaning that CPI data would be high, we could see that cause a push to the upside there. All right. So that's the dollar yen. Any questions here? No. You in the short, Jordan, still, or are you playing long move? Okay. Yep. Makes sense. All right. Cool deal. Let's see. All right.
I'm sorry, 143353.
1443. Let me go back to the 4. 143.353.
Yeah, it was a move I seen on the 15-minute, and I just
Okay.
held it. But
Gotcha. All right. Let's see. Fibs on and off the low. Like this.
yep.
This one right here. Okay.
So let's see.
See what happens, right? Let's just above that D extension level there. Let's watch.
Let's pulling you back
so close to trying to get you back break even at least.
Cool deal.
So we'll watch that and see how things transpire there.
All right. So that's the dollar yen. So go to the dollar.
Let's see. Right.
Dollar Swiss. So we were looking here last week.
Was it here? No.
My bad. Talking crazy.
Move
Move to the downside
here.
Right. This was the move that we looked at last week. Overall, on the Fibs coming off the high, right? We got a 50% retracement there. We pushed back down. Now we're trying to gauge what's going to happen. Right. Dollar precedence. We also got Swiss data coming out this week as well.
That could also give us a view into
the
Swissies
view
on things, right? And how this could move.
So price pushing
back
back
down.
down.
We got daily support there at 85.530. Coming down to 4.
Right.
Here's our 80-20 from last week. Right.
We got the
push
push
down.
We didn't get a full pullback like we would have liked to, but price continued to run just shy of that TP2 level. So it was a beautiful move to the upside. Now we're pulling back some. So I want to watch this and see again what happens and how the dollar moves on this one, right? So as you come down to the 1, this is the look here on the 1, right? We hit the D extension there. So that 1 hour 80-20 didn't play out, but we expected that. And then we got the push to the upside. So this is where we sit, and we're running a fib to the upside here. And then we go. Right. So we're getting this pullback now coming into the 618 level. Let's see if we start to get some bullish action here and get another push to the upside there. Right. So we'll watch and see how that develops. So that's where we are. They're just pulling back on that dollar Swissy. Run a fib off the high here. Yeah. So we already got a 382 push there. And didn't quite get to the D extension. So we'll see how this transpires. If we get another push down to that D extension before this turns over and pushes to the upside. So no 80-20s here, but just looking at the price action and what we could prepare for as we prepare to move throughout the week. All right. Questions here on the dollar Swissy. I wouldn't play it as that recent simply because that almost got to your 50% level. And last week it was one of the candles right off the B boundary that wick that 382. Right. And so a lot of times when you see that B boundary, that second, third candle right off the B boundary, that wick that level, a lot of times you'll see price then return. But when you have scenarios like this where we've already pushed down and then come back, I wouldn't consider those the same. Does that make sense? So that's the difference there. Now, not saying that we couldn't see a pullback just because of the price action, right, and strength of the dollar if it comes in. But I wouldn't consider this an 80-20 scenario because we got close to that 50% level. But
again, like it wasn't right off of that B boundary, looking at 382. Good question though.
Any other
Any other
questions
on this dollar Swiss?
Nope.
All right.
Cool
Deal.
deal.
Let's.
Yep, no problem.
Let's go to dollar Canada. And this is where we sit, right?
Press
Down
down
at fresh boundary on the daily, and we got a pullback just shy of that 382 level.
Pushing
Back
back
down, we got some indecision happening now, right? Closed the week indecisive a bit,
and
we're struggling a bit there as well. So as we come down to 4 to take a look at this a bit closer, this is what we see. Right? So here's an 80-20 on the dollar CAD. Not quite a head and shoulders, right? This right tip here, right shoulder is a bit short, right? But we're pulling back. What we could see is price push back to the upside, potentially breaking this level at 136.293, right? So that level's holding right now. So we want to see if we are able to break that level and continue pushing long.
Not sure if
anybody's in this play to the upside on this dollar CAD. Taking its time, right? We're getting a pullback now, but we could be in for another move to the upside here, getting us into some of these high retracement levels, at least in the short term, right? So it's taking its time to play out, but it is moving out of the zone nonetheless, right? That's 79 pips at its high, 132. So we could potentially see another push to the upside to get us into that zone. So that's one that I'm watching. And we'll see what happens as we push long there. Right? So if we run a fib off the low, that's what that looks like. Sitting at a 786 retracement level. Right? So maybe we push 382 is just above that 127 level. So we'll watch that and see if we get that type of push.
Okay.
So that's on the 4. Let's go to 1. Let's see what we have here. All right, and there's another 80 on the 1 hour time frame, right? This pullback is getting us closer to that zone, and then we'll see if we get the push and the ride to the upside there. All right, so that was still in play. See if we get the catalyst to push it back to the upside. Okay. Anybody in this move to the upside? 618 retracement there.
Nope, I'm not.
Yeah. Neither am I.
That one might just move sideways until that data on a lot of these dollar pairs.
Yep. That's what I'm anticipating. That's what I'm anticipating. All right, cool deal. Let's give me 1 second, everybody. All right, my bad. I had to fix some audio issues. Apologize for the echo in there. So that's the dollar CAD. My bad. I had to fix some audio issues. Apologize. Dollar CAD, dollar yen, dollar Swiss. All right, cool. Let's let's take a look at the euro pairs. starting with the Euro CAD. We're watching this one on the 4, right? But on the daily, I had this beautiful push down to the downside. We got to that TP1 level and potentially looking at a pullback here, right? Strong move to the downside. We'll see if the market can take back some of that move that we made, okay? So that's where this 4-hour 80-20 comes into play, right? Starting to try to push out of that level, but we could see this one also move sideways, maybe even pull back a bit, back more into that zone. That's what I'd like to see ahead of the data tomorrow, or maybe even we get a push to the upside the Thursday rate statement for the euro. So maybe we get a push to the upside and then we get that move back down with the euro data if they decide to hold rates or come in more dovish. So, but here's an 80-20 scenario here. I'm looking for a pullback before an entry. I just saw this one this morning. So looking for a pullback here, back closer to the zone, and then I'll look for a move to the upside there, right? So there's a fresh one for us to watch, right? And we did talk about it over the weekend as well, looking for a push down into that zone. Okay. So 80-20 on the 4-hour there. On the 1, not much doing, just a bunch more sideways action than anything else. Okay. So let's watch this one and see if we get another pullback and give us an opportunity to enter that to the upside. Okay. Questions on the Euro CAD? No? All right. Cool. Euro CAD. Our lovely friend, the Euro GBP. Oh, go back to the Euro Swissy. Euro GBP. We're watching this on the 4. Okay. Daily time frame, right? We're still in this range, right? Just moving sideways, right? Top of the range, bottom of the range. See if we get another move back to the top of the range there. That leads us to the 4-hour time frame. We have the 80-20 here, right? And it's still just pressing sideways. Got nice bullish action here. Trying to close above this this resistance level here, right? So we'll see if we actually get that push to the upside. Okay. Strong bullish action. And we'll see if that's our catalyst, right? To get that move to the upside going, right? Weaker pound data, right? That could give us the move to the upside there. Okay, so we'll watch and see that there. So 80-20 on the 4, that's where that one sits. Looking for more bullish action on that. Then we come down to 1 here, and it's just sideways movement there. Nice bullish move. See if we get a pullback and continuation. Pullback, continuation. Okay. So this is the 80-20 on the 4 for the Euro GBP that we're sitting patiently in. It's going to take its time, so just prepare to forget about it for a while. All right. Questions on the Euro GBP? No. All right. Let's go to the Euro Swissy. And we're watching this on the 4. All right. So we're still in the range. We're looking for the pullback, right? The push up there. We're looking for this pullback here, and we got it. And now we got bullish action, and we're pulling back again, right? So we're just range bound here in that 118, 127 zone. So opportunity for us to get long here, right? Sitting in the zone, give it a little bit of room. Got Euro and Swiss data coming on Thursday, which it'll be interesting to see how the market actually plays that one, right? So that's where we are there on the 4. That's the 80-20 that we're watching. Sideways pressing could likely do that for a bit as well. Okay. Down on the 1, right? You see the move to the upside there and just range bound. Okay. So we'll keep our eyes peeled as we move through to see what happens and see how we break out of this consolidation, right? But this support level is holding. Right. I got a ton of stuff happening here. This support level is holding. Okay. And if we go back to the daily, we'll see another perspective on that. Right. The support level is holding. Right. Monthly lows there. Okay. And if we zoom all the way back, these are all-time lows. Right. All-time low levels that we're sitting at and trying to give a double bottom here. So we'll see how that actually transpires. Look at it on the weekly time frame, right? That bottom there. Almost a triple bottom, right? So if we get a swing low to form there, that'll hold that low and give us that double bottom in the zone. Right? So this is going to be an interesting scenario here. Okay. Because that low is definitely holding. And on the daily, you see that a little more clearly there. Right? So we'll watch and see how this transpires to see if we do get a catalyst to push this to the upside there. Okay. And we're watching that off of the 4-hour time frame. Right. This is that scenario, Reese, right? You see how you got your swing low to form there, and just after that formed is where it wicked, right? As opposed to the other one where that already come down into the 118, 127 zone, made a move back to the upside, and then came back down. So just a refresh on that example. Any questions on this Euro Swissy? Nope. All right. Cool deal. Euro yen. All of these yens made the pullbacks that we're looking for. And so now it's a question of what happens next, right? So we got those large moves, right? Got those large moves out of the zone, strong bearish action. Now the market is trying to take back some of that, right? So we come down to the 4 and we're just looking for high prices and opportunities to get short here. So got a 618 retracement and then we started to level off a bit. So again, another scenario where we could potentially get another push to the upside, right? And come deeper into that zone before we get that move down. Right. So just something to be aware of. If you run a sub fib off the low, excuse me, you see this drop here is right to that 236 level. So if we get another push to the upside, it'll push us into that 118, 127 zone, right? Which could be ideal for us to look for that short play there. Right. So keep your eyes on that and just be aware of what's happening there on that yen. Now coming down to the 1, we do have an 80-20 scenario here. So it'll be interesting to see how this actually plays out. Higher time frame 236. 1 hour 80-20 scenario, right? Reese posted this one, I believe, in the Discord. So we'll watch and see if we get the pullback first and then a push higher, or do we just get a push to the upside and then come back down? So 2 perspectives that we'll want to keep our eyes on to see how it plays out. Okay. You guys follow me on that?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So we'll keep our eyes on that euro yen and see what happens there. Okay.
I'm gonna hop back over and take a look at gold. There's a couple folks that posted gold charts in the Discord. So let's hop over and take a look at those before we finish these pound pairs. Joy posted this 80-20 on the S&P as well. So we're on the S&P first, so we'll stop here. Here it is on the 4, right? Been watching this one for a while, just been taking its time, pushing to the upside. We got a weekly resistance level at 46,337, right? We broke these levels. So we'll take these out. We'll look at it on the daily. I'll drop some levels back in there. But here's our 80-20 on the 4. We're pushing into a weekly resistance level in front of that D extension, right? So we'll see how the data impacts this and see if it gives us the pullback that we're looking for here, right? So that's the 1 hour 80-20 on the S&P 500. We go down to the 1. And here we got that 50% retracement pushing to the upside. If you run a sub fib off the lows, to be more of a 15-minute play potentially, right? Here you got a B boundary forming, just pressing sideways. If we get a push to the upside to test this weekly level, that'll give us that push into that 118 and 127 zone to confirm that 80-20. Okay. If we drop down to the 15, we might see that a little bit better. Let's see here. Oh, this is the 30. I want to come all the way back and see what we have. Yeah, there we go. So same deal here. Boom. Right. So same deal as the 1 hour, right? Something like that. So potentially another push to the upside to test that level, pushes into that 118, 127 zone, and then we'll see if we get this short opportunity to the downside, right? So that one is setting up on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and a 30-minute time frame. So we'll keep our eyes on that S&P 500 in line with the data to see if the data gives us the catalyst to move that one back down to the downside. Okay. Questions on the S&P 500? Thanks for posting that, Joy. Nope. All right, cool. Gold. So let's come back. Daily time frame, right? We know what we've been working with. We got the strong push to the upside, got the D extension, pull back, right? So we come down to the 4. That's where we sit on the 4, right? Now, if we run a fib off the high, boom. There's your 80-20, right? Shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone. Now we're seeing if we get a catalyst to give us the pushback to the upside, right? So we'll watch and see. We'll see how things respond to the data here, right? We come down to the 1. Here you see it a little bit more, a little cleaner, right? So there's another 80-20 on the 1. I like this look a little better, but we'll watch and see what happens. Boom. All right. So there's an 80-20 on gold. Questions here?
Nope.
Nope. All right, cool deal. All right. So
Use your additional confirmations, right? It's kind of that press sideways there, right? There's our trend line to the downside. Right? But you see the press sideways through that trend line. So we'll adjust that out and look for a bullish break of that trend line. Okay. All right. So that's gold. We'll continue to monitor and see how things move. All right, cool. Let's take a look at some of these pounds. Pound NZD while we're on this side. There's 80-20 on the floor. It's just ranging, right? Gave us a pullback back into the zone, which is cool. Now, right, we have that negative or that softer data coming out of the UK, push things down. Now let's see if we get a catalyst of some sort to give us the move back to the upside. Okay. Yeah, just ranging right now, right? Just ranging. On the one. That's how it looks there. There we go. All right, so just range bound right now. So we'll monitor this one off the 4-hour and wait for things to line up for us. Okay. So push back in the zone force from Saturday. Now we're waiting to see what happens next. All right. If we run the sub fib off of that low, boom, sitting at a 786 retracement level. Let's see if we get a push, a little bump to the upside to get us at 382. Okay. Questions on that pound NZD? That was pretty quick. Nope. Okay. Let's see here. All right, cool. So that is the pound NZD. Let's hop back. Quick peek at oil. Not a ton doing there. Just a sideways push, right? Pushed out of that 118 and 127 zone a bit, right? Trying to pull back, but it's a slow move right now. With the back and forth in the oil industry. So we'll continue to monitor that one and see how that plays out, but slowly trying to move out of the zone. So we got a bit of a time, a bit of time there. Okay, so just a quick peek there. Over to the pound. So pound yen. Did I look at the Euro NZD? I think I missed that one. Pound yen, similar to the others, right? We've got a few things happening here. I forgot I deleted my chart here. Let's do this. Clear the screen there. I'm gonna clear this one as well. And then we will link higher. That's messy. I know. Give me a second. There we go. Okay. So this is where we are, right? Strong push to the downside, looking for the market to take back some of that, which it did, right? So we come down to the daily. Those levels didn't come in. Oh, that's daily. Let's try this one more time. There we go. There's our daily time frame. Okay. We'll pull these fibs out.
like so. All right. So this is where we are. Okay. Strong push to the downside, pullback. This was a level of daily support. Daily support that we broke, came back and retested that level, right? And you see prices trying to push back down now. So we'll continue to watch this level, see if we get another push to the upside or not. Okay. This is one that could be interesting. We could see this one start to turn over kind of ahead of time, right? So we'll watch this one closer to see if we get that continued move to the downside there. Coming down to the 4. Right, this is our look here. We've already got a 382, but we got this nice, beautiful push to the downside, and we're looking for a high price to get short. Right, so run the fib off the high there, and there's that high price testing that daily level and pushing back down. Now, still opportunity here for us to get one more nudge here, right, before we turn over. But we'll see if we stay inside that AB boundary. Okay, because that's ultimately the goal. Stay inside that AB boundary, give us a high price, and then we'll watch it turn over from there. Okay, so that's what I have my eyes on with this pound yen, is to see if we get one more push up. Right, I got a small entry there, and we'll see if we get that action to the downside. Okay, so as we come back to the 1, this is where we are. Right, pressing to the downside. We already got you at 382 off the B boundary. And we'll watch to see how things transpire from there. Okay, but this one is mainly now that we've gotten to some of these lower levels already on these other time frames. I'm watching this one off of the daily time frame now. Right, I'm monitoring this off the daily time frame, looking for continuation at some point to the downside. Right, it's just a matter of when that happens. So I'll be patient with it and allow it to do its thing until we get there. Okay. So questions on the pound yen.
No questions.
Nope, cool. Yeah, it's taking its time, right? Bank of Japan is definitely doing definitely doing a good job of talking the market back a bit, right? And we know they do that rather well. So we'll continue to monitor the words that they speak and see what happens as we continue to move forward, right? Last rate statement coming out next week. So yeah, we'll see what they decide to do at that point or what they talk about in that meeting. So so that's the pound yen. Let's go back to this euro NZD because I think I skipped it. Yeah, so euro NZD, we're watching this one on the 4 to see if we get a cows for a pullback here. Right, we're still just hovering in that zone, right? So if you're using your trend lines, just adjust that trend line to the outermost point. Right, second touch there. And OK is working through those trend line modules, right? And so that's what those trend lines look like. Boom. Okay. So we'll continue to monitor that and see if we get that push. Right. And ultimately on this one, right, this is a longer term scenario that could potentially be playing out. Right. But this is what I'm looking to see is if we're able to break this support level at some point, right, for a deeper move to the downside over the long term, right, with this crown pattern potentially playing out. So that's the longer term scenario if we get breaks to these support levels. All right. So, but we got to pull back in store first, I believe, based on that 4-hour chart. Okay. So, questions on the euro NZD.
No.
All right. Cool. On dollar. Not a ton happening here either. Right. We got pushed back into this daily resistance level last week. And then we've just been pulling back ever since, right? So
Again, depending on what happens with the dollar, we didn't get the push into the 118, 127 zone. Take that out. So watch to see what happens with the dollar here. Okay. And see if we get another push to the upside and then down, or down first and then come back and test these daily levels and pause there. So we'll watch. Not a ton happening. Just want to look to see where these dollar pairs are across the board, and then we can move from there. Okay, so just hovering right now. We'll see what happens with the data. Okay, so that's the pound dollar. We had out of the weekend, we had the Aussie yen on an 80-20 play. That was the Aussie yen, right, Benny? What's the Aussie Swissy?
Might have been the Aussie yen was on
the
the
Aussie
1
yen
hour.
played to the upside. Yep.
It was on a 1 hour.
Boom. We're looking for this one to continue to the upside to get to that 382. All right. There's an 80-20 scenario. We got right, prices in this range here. And we see the move to the upside to get us at 50% level, right? TP1. And now we're turning back over a bit. Right. So that one played out for us and pushed to that TP1 level. Okay. So that was a beautiful move out of the zone. I don't know where you took it, right? At its high point, 125, just shy of that B boundary. Okay. Now what we do have here, right, and this one's already moving to the downside a bit. I saw this one this morning too. 80-20 here. Shallow retracement pushing to the 118, 127 zone, and it's slowly moving back down to the downside. So this one's already in play. Missed it, but it is moving out of that zone. Not sure if anybody caught this one yesterday, but beautiful potential scenario, at least back down to these lower levels, and then we could see another move to the upside there. Okay. Questions on Aussie yen? All right, cool. Aussie Swiss. This was the one on the 15. This was the move out of the weekend off the 15, right? 118, 127 zone. And then Sunday, we got the breakdown. Boom. Got the TP1, pulled back. Now we're headed back down. We'll see if we get to that TP2 level, right? But that's one that played out really quickly out of Sunday, right? Almost came straight down. Boom. So we'll watch that one as it continues to progress. Coming back, there isn't much doing on a higher time frame level either, right? So pretty much just range bound on the higher time frame. So that was a lower time frame. Quick scenario there for a quick 30 pips to the downside. Okay. Was anybody able to take that on Sunday? No, missed out on it. Yeah, it happened pretty quickly. So cool deal. Cool. No, okay. No problemo. CAD Swiss still taking its time as well, struggling at this weekly level, right? We broke below that level here. We've just been range bound between this new support level and that weekly previous support, now resistance level, right? So just ranging right now, pushing back down to the downside. We know we got tons of data coming that could push us in one direction or the other, right? And you see it's just struggling at this zone, not able to stay above. So we're coming back now. We'll see what happens at these low prices. Coming down to the one, here's our 80-20 scenario on the 1 hour, right? Came just shy of that TP1 level, right? And we're pushing back. So we'll continue to monitor the range and see what happens and see if we get price to break that level, continue moving to the upside. Okay. tons of back and forth with this one. So this one could linger on through Thursday as well with that Swiss rate statement, and see if that gives us the catalyst and pushes to the upside, right? And then longer term, we still have this 80-20 on the daily time frame that has not completed in one direction or the other yet either, right? We're just ranging just shy of that D extension level. Okay, so we'll see what happens here as it continues to bounce. Okay, so that's the CAD Swiss. Questions there? Nope. All right, and then the Aussie NZD. Yep, Aussie NZD. Been moving to the downside, right? See that here on the daily, boom, moving down. On the 4, also, we had that beautiful 80-20 played out. Beautiful move down, pull back, and then we got another push to the downside there, right? This next push to the downside here. And that comes into play here on the 1 hour, where we had this shorter term 80-20 as well, right? Set up on Friday, and then Sunday we saw the move start to happen, right? And made it all the way just shy of that TP2 level, 39 pips, but played out nonetheless. So got a couple that have played out already and got some that are still ranging. Okay. Got some that are still ranging. So we'll watch the rest of these pairs and see how the news impacts them. We'll keep our eyes on the yens as well, as they have given us some high prices, but we could be in store for potentially another push to the upside. Okay. Questions on any of these? I know we went through them kind of quick, but I wanted to get our eyes on a lot of them to see where they sit in preparation for the rest of this week. No questions? Benny, anything before we wrap it up, bro?
No, sir. Great session. Just remaining patient, right? A lot of data coming out this week. Yes, in the second week of December. So that's what I'm waiting on. Sitting in the positions that you covered, that we've already been involved in, and then just waiting to see what happens with the price action.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, good people. Appreciate you, bro. Continue to be patient. Continue to be diligent, right? And let's see what the news has to offer and see if anything pushes into our zone, right? If you guys see anything pop up throughout the day, continue posting those in the Discord. And yeah, we'll keep grinding at this thing. Have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you in the morning. Peace. You're welcome.